Hello, and welcome back to Luna and the Druid. Yes,
Hi.
Luna, I'm the Druid. My name is Jan, and today we have a very interesting topic. Luna, would you like to introduce it?
Today we will talk about the beliefs, the benefits I'm already jumping ahead of myself. The benefits of occasionally lowering our vibration is. This is quite controversial, and you may think, "Oh my goodness, what for?" So today you will find out why.
Okay, so it's not necessary always to aim to raise your vibrations.
Mm,
Occasionally, you can just say, relax.
yeah. When people talk about rising their vibration, they often assume that anything lower is bad. But what if temporary lowering your vibration is something actually necessary for balance and growth? This episode will explore why dipping into lower vibrational states can be benefit and how to do it safely. So,
Yeah.
Jan, why would we lower our vibration?
Yeah, so it isn't something to fear, but it's something to understand and embrace. And if we're always on a high, and we'll talk about the various topics there. But if we're always on a high, we wear ourselves out. It's like a candle burning on both sides. Some lowering your vibrations is just a way of relaxing and calming down, and getting back to yourself again. Especially when you have been working hard after a work week, or you had clients, or you have had party big time. You need to relax. It's balancing out. It's like what we always say in the cards. We need to temperance. Sometimes we need to temper with the balance. It's not always about being high, and it's not always being low, but it's being in the flow. And that's why sometimes when you are too much carried away with your vibrations, you should just lower them a little.
And sticking to high vibrations, high vibrational emotions like joy, happy are equal good, and the fear, sadness, or anger, for example, which are the lower, the bad vibrations, which we perceive them. This is actually very limiting to stick to that because it's a spectrum of emotions. It's a journey we have to go through, and sometimes, in order to jump higher, we have to do something to see and experience the lower first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. So it's something like grounding for personal growth, or like something not something bad happening, but rather about transformation, release, and renewal. Like the death card, it's all about renewal, about stirring up a bit, but
Yeah.
changing the pace. You don't have to run all the time. You can walk occasionally.
Giving the best example, have you ever felt better after a good cry?
Oh,
That's
definitely.
That's because it's an emotional release, and emotional release is a crucial part of processing experiences and suppressing in the emotions in the attempt to stay high and not allowing ourselves to feel those lower vibrationals like fear, anger. It's actually something which often causes energetic blockages within our body and may lead even to disease.
Yeah, yeah. So, like you said, when you cry, or when you let go of of the things that are boiling up in you, you acknowledge the emotions, so you can move forward and you can
Mhm.
process them. But sometimes it's just not all about denying them or ignoring them. Sometimes just facing them, and they're already when you face them, you're already up in your vibrations because it takes courage sometimes to face your emotions.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned here facing and releasing trauma, for example,
mhm,
shadow work, working with your inner child, and doing that type of healing, deep emotional process often is uncomfortable, but
yeah.
it is a part of that journey. In order to feel better and be healed, we need to allow ourselves to feel uncomfortable permanently, because it's not going to last forever. But this allows integration and healing.
That's it. Yeah, and I have a card that works about shadow work and healing. That's my beautiful moon card, and of course, the moon card is about illusions, fears, and the subconscious. The subconscious, the some the consciousness that you sometimes deny that is there, that you put in the dark side. No, bring it out. Bring it out. That's and lower the power that's overwhelming you.
Yeah. Imagine someone going through a heartbreak, a breakup, for example. They may feel grief, loss, sadness, anger, um, those emotions associated with the lower vibration. But feeling those emotions fully allows that person to move forward rather than suppressing their pain and carrying it longer for when it's necessary. And even our physical body needs rest. It is also a period where we are highly active during the day, when we work, when we have fun. But then our body needs rest as well, needs to get into that calmer space. Slow to We need to slow down to recharge.
Yeah, yeah. That's what the Four of Swords talks about. It's called truce in this card. Truce meaning it's not the end of the war, but it's a pause. It's a time to rest and recover. And sometimes you need to lower your energy so you won't burn out. You won't burn away all your energy. It's just recovery. It's recharging your batteries. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, a good affirmation for this is ask to yourself, am I truly stuck? Or am I just in a phase of healing and integration?
That's a really good question to ask yourself.
Yeah, I'm not stuck. I'm healing and integrating. I'm in a process, in a phase of healing and integration. Tell yourself that.
When my body is going for something, I never say I'm sick. I say I'm healing. And that changes a lot, because words do vibrate certain energy. So it is important to be aware of what kind of language do we use, because this affects the language we use, affects the emotions we feel. And just a little shift sometime can actually make a big, dramatic, and nice change.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You mentioned growth with one of the aspects which requires sometimes lowering your vibrations. Grounding, for example, is a perfect example of how temporary lowering our vibrations, because grounding will bring us to our body, will literally take us from those high realms and bring us within and root us within the earth. And it's very beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in times of turmoil, when you feel lost, when you feel ungrounded,
Mhm.
like when you have a tower moment, when it seems like everything collapses, there are certain changes, there is high vibe experiences, you feel disconnected. But it's a moment of sudden change and it leaves you needing to rebuild and find stability again. And that's where you can you hear it? I put my feet firmly up the ground on the floor. I connect with the earth. Take a few deep breaths. And the turmoil doesn't touch me anymore. The big changes, the challenges are not as big anymore. I create space around them by grounding and integrating the feelings.
Mhm. The need for balance, the temperance here is the key, and how to do it by simply being present. Because sometimes when we are in that joyful, exciting, and ecstatic, high vibrational state, we may not think clearly as well.
Hmm.
And breathing, grounding ourselves, and bringing us back to the center will take and organize that chaos in our head, in our energy, and will bring us to a more calmer and more responsible sometimes state.
Yeah, yeah. Practically, I already mentioned grounding, like putting your feet on the ground and connecting with the earth. Do you have some other grounding practices?
Mhm. It-
You, do you know?
apart, sorry, once again, please.
Do you know some, or do you have some grounding practices that you can do, except from what I just did?
Of course,
Mm.
breathing, journaling, meditation in general.
Yeah.
I personally love to do the earthing on the beach. I walk barefoot on the beach and connect with the element of water as well. If it's cold, that's fantastic. And the cold is another great option. You either can go for a cold plunge, or you can put cold eyes or hands on the top of your neck here behind, or even put some cold under your eyes as well, and this will ground you immediately.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite ways, dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate. So eating hardly and grounding foods would be a good idea too. But I definitely look these experience like walking barefoot, like getting your feet cold. Uh, they drag you into the present moment. So they're mindful practices
Iron
that
Fire Horse will add spending time in the nature. That's another
yes, of course.
one
Yeah.
which is obvious, but I think it's worth mentioning.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's definitely obvious, but it's so there are practices that grounding practices are practices that pull you in the now, that create a mindful mindset, and yeah, that gets you taken away from this
Mhm.
busy buzzing world of hurry and turmoil that we're currently living in, or most
Yeah.
people are living in.
We need to remember that life is a balance between light and dark, highs and lows. And experiencing a range of vibrations helps us to develop wisdom, resilience, and a greater appreciation and joy. Gratitude here is a big key and big aspect, because how could we see the good if we don't know the bad?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's the contrast.
Yeah,
The contrast. That's
we appreciate. Go
that's the
ahead.
next. That's another topic. We'll touch on that later. I have a few affirmations for grounding. Um, say to yourself, I honor the cycles of my energy, and I trust the process of transformation. I honor the cycles of my energy, and I trust the process of transformation. Or I am safe, I am stable, and I'm deeply connected to the earth. I am safe, I am stable, and I'm deeply connected to the earth. And make sure that when you say that you have both feet, or maybe your whole body or whatever, connected to the earth, that you are connected to the earth.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. So remember, integration isn't regression. It's all part of the journey, Luna.
It is indeed.
What's our next topic?
Well, we touched a little bit on why contrast is important.
Yeah.
Because you see, the thing is, we appreciate one thing more when we lose it. So we appreciate more love after a loss. Um, and moments of sadness can help you as value the moments of happiness.
No.
And this is that beautiful dance, the universal dance of the light and the dark, good and the bad, the evil versus good kind of battle.
Yeah. Yeah,
which is a dance of alchemy, because one
yeah,
cannot exist without the other.
yeah. It's a constant revolving process that we experience like every day. Every day we experience the morning, the
Yeah.
dawn, and then we experience the growth, the afternoon, and the height of the day, and the evening, and the darkness, back to the darkness, into the night and the morning. And the same goes for the year and the seasons. We have the cold winter, and when do we appreciate summer most? After a long cold winter. And when you live in the tropics and it's winter, it's summer all the time, or when you live on the North Pole, it's winter all the time. You can't appreciate the contrast as much as we do because we have it all. We have this revolving world around us.
But even cycles of nature are the best example of it. And you mentioned already winter, which is dark, cold, wet here in Ireland. And that's definitely not comfortable. And there is summer, if we have one, between
Yeah, a few
3:05
hours,
and 3:15. But
a few hours, yeah.
yes, this is the natural way of things being, and acceptance leads to freedom because
Yeah,
we stop being prisoners of our own emotions and perspectives and um, limiting beliefs sometimes that, oh, this sadness, this grief, I will never heal from it, I will never recover from after losing a beloved. You won't be the same, that's for sure, but if you put enough work and effort and love into your heart, it is possible to just
yeah,
move on and live. And obviously, it takes time, it takes action, it requires healing, but it can be done because we are creators of our life and we choose where we and what we feed with our energy.
exactly, exactly. So we have tarot cards for this contrasting part. We have the Wheel of Fortune, of course. That's the ever evolving things we talked about. And we have the reconciliation after the Ten of Swords. That's the part where we end rock bottom or end in the dark night of the soul. And in the middle of the card, you see a threshold and you go over the threshold and you're bouncing back again. So it's nothing stays permanent, and the impermanence and the contrast is what makes life interesting. Sometimes challenging, but most of the times interesting.
Yeah,
So
there is
can I
no
ask you?
growth without a challenge. It doesn't work like this
Yeah,
is how it works.
yeah,
One
and
can't.
that's the affirmation that we have for this contrasting part. We can ask ourselves, what is this teaching me? How
Mm.
can I use this to grow? What is this teaching me? And how can I use this challenge, this contrast to grow? What is it teaching me?
Those are really good questions to ask yourself and then journal about them.
Yeah, yeah. So you won't forget. Yeah, write them down. Write them down.
So, do you know, or maybe you have your own ways of bringing yourself from the very high to lower to the lower state, with the states of balance? Because we talked about few other techniques. Do you
Yeah.
have any other suggestions?
Yeah, well, in general, look, I love to meditate, and meditation in general raises consciousness, but the body itself will reach a lower vibration. So we get this contrast. Um, I like shamanic drumming.
Mm,
Shamanic drumming is a way of silencing the mind, silencing the ever evolving thought processes that pull you away from everything, and you silence the mind. You get lower. You start healing. You start to transform yourself. You start to recharge your battery, and boom, you're ready for a new high. Yeah.
Mm. I love the embodiment, the body. You working and using your body to express and feel emotions and turn them into your power. To me,
Okay.
crying, which I mentioned as the very first thing today, and it's not a coincidence. To me, that's the beautiful way of releasing emotions, have especially heavy emotions. But we can cry because we are happy as well, and that's also the same release.
Yeah.
Moving the body in general, getting tense if I feel like I need to release some anger or tense emotions, like literally tensing your entire body to relax it after a few seconds to feel that release. Screaming, like a primal screaming your lungs out. Punching a pillow, not a person, a pillow,
Yeah.
would be another active way of releasing, getting rid of that, freeing those emotions through through the body, but at the same time experiencing them, because this is the secret and that's the key. Don't push your emotions. Don't pretend that they don't exist, even though sometimes it is not comfortable to feel them. It's
Yeah.
necessary because it's a part of a process, and sometimes it's the only way out and the only escape.
Yeah, yeah, because the idea here is that we dip down into the lower vibrations, but we won't get stuck in the lower vibration.
Yeah.
And that's an example that I always use for myself. Dance as if nobody's watching, which is very easy when nobody is watching. But yeah, let go. Like you said, scream, push a pillow, put a punch ball or whatever. It
Well, maybe not wall.
push. Take care. Yeah, take care. You don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. But if you do get stuck, seek help. Talk to a coach. Talk to Jan. Talk to me. Talk to a
Yeah,
friend. Talk to somebody who can hold the space for you, so you could open up and release that burden. Because talking about something is very healing. That's a very healing modality.
yeah,
Words have power.
they do. They do have power. And what about when you have what about what you can do yourself? Tap into your creativity, your creative power.
Art is such a fantastic way for many people to release and free their emotions. You can hear artists creating either beautiful, high vibrational songs because they are so happy that they create that type of image, or very sad songs which make you cry like a baby when you listen to them. Painting, sculpturing,
Writing, journaling. They come
yes,
together. But the most, lovely works of literature have been written in a low vibrational state. And there you have the Ace of Wands as the bringer of creativity, the bringer of new ideas, passion, and purpose.
yeah.
Love this.
Yes, where rather than fearing lowering your vibrational states, let's learn how to embrace them as a
Yeah,
part of human experience. And by understanding those occasional dips, they are natural. We can navigate through them with wisdom, grace, and intention. It's
yeah,
all
yeah.
about balance, isn't it?
I love to hold my precious stone sometimes, just to hold the vibration for a while.
Mm,
That's
yeah.
what your stone do, Spend time in nature, holding your grounding crystal. Yeah, love this.
I would love to see in comments what are your ways of bringing yourself together after a challenging period of time. And sometimes we have to lower our vibration, but sometimes we have to rise it up again. And
Yeah,
that's the ebb and flow of life.
yeah, it's a
As long as our
necessity.
heart beats, this flow will continue.
Yeah. So the key takeaway of this is the awareness that you are processing, integrating, and grounding this part of your life, and you're not getting stuck, but you're loosening up again, and you're ready for the next wave, the
Mm.
next to serve the next wave of life, and the next high vibrational wave.
Surfers know exactly how to take the best out of every wave, but they also know that it will finish at some point, and then another wave will come. All we need to do is just patiently wait and jump when it's good conditions.
Exactly, exactly.
Mm.
And ride the waves. So,
Yes, I
should
think
be it.
we can wrap it up.
Yeah.
If you have any comments, guys, they are very welcome. I'm curious how it works with you and what is your opinion about that pretty controversial way of looking at lower vibrations.
And that's it. And here I am. Um, Long story short, Luna is out of the country at the moment, and this was just recorded a few days before she left, and we didn't want to keep it from you. So there you had the thing about the vibrations. So let's see what comments do we have. Um, Claire, you have fibromyalgia, and accept that I have good days and days that are not so great. So you're riding the waves of ups and downs, and I actually gave myself permission to accept healing yesterday. Well done, and it made me relax for the first time in a while. Well done, well done. I'm fire horse. Yeah, I understand that. So sorry for everything that happens in your life, the losses you suffer, Irena, and you're a bundle of chaos right now. So much uncertainty, but you know it's the beginning of a whole new journey, and it always is. It always is. Hold on to that feeling. Hold on to that feeling. And like you say, cycles make everything more interesting and enjoyable. That's your experience, and that's what they do. That's what they do. And Susan drinks a big glass of water when she has to process and start up again. So what do we have today? As you can see, I have my incense and my candles burning here. I have my Druid cup filled with water. I have my stone. I have my quartz. I have a candle. And why is this? Today we have the full moon, and it's the full moon in February. So it's the full moon that's in the sun sign of Aquarius, but it's in the moon itself is in Leo. So that's associated with creativity, passion, self-expression, fiery energy of Leo that invites us to step into our own light, to be bold and express our true selves with confidence. It's a reminder to celebrate our individuality, even as we remain connected to the cyclical rhythms of nature. So, what's this full moon about this month? In certain places of the earth, this is called the snow moon because February, especially in North America, we we see lots of snow in these times, high snows. The landscape is quiet by the snow, it's silence, and it symbolizes a reflective nature of a snowy night when the world seems to be wrapped in a soft and silver blanket. It serves as a reminder of both the beauty and the stillness of winter, a time when nature invites us to pause, look inward, and appreciate the subtle changes occurring even in the coldest months. I came across the name the Hunger Moon. Of course, that's ancient times when at the end of winter the storage houses were emptying and that food was scarce and survival demanded resilience and resourcefulness. So we had tougher times in the past. It's most of the world doesn't have that at the moment. But in European folklore, February's full moon is referred to as the storm moon. And oh, yes, I can relate to that. We had a fierce storm a few weeks ago, and just as we speak outside of my cabin, the winds are howling around here, and it's stormy. It's the wind. Late winter brings the storm, blistery, unpredictable, and so it reflects. The storm moon title reflects the external chaos of nature, but also symbolizes the inner storms we may experience. And I know some of you have them, prompting you to harness the energy of the moon to calm your minds and focus your intentions. So, whatever moon you have, it's a vibrant symbol of transformation. It encourages you to reflect on your inner journey, embrace the challenges and also the beauty of life, and step forward with renewed energy as winter slowly gives away the promise of spring. So, what did I have in mind for tonight? I think a small ritual. A small ritual. I will add a few on my table, where I have incense in the element of air, a candle, the element of fire, my cauldron with my Druid sign on it, water in it for the element of water, and my lapis lazuli and quartz representing spirit and earth. So my tools are here. You can also bring tools if you need, but you can maybe even do this later after the video. Gather your own tools, create your own storm moon altar, and let's see what we're doing. The important thing of a full moon ritual is always a piece of paper and something to write with, because we're going to write something that to process. Write something to process. So light a candle, clean your environment with incense, sage. I have sage incense here, and connect with the elements. I dip my fingers in the water, touch, blow some air, and touch the fire. So connecting with the elements and ever changing and cleansing. So now meditate a little bit. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. And take a few deep breaths. Connect firmly to the ground. Maybe even feel roots growing from your body into the earth, grounding you firmly. And imagine the powerful winds of the storm around your house, swirling above and clearing away negative energies. Because that's what they do. They clear away the negative energies. Once you feel centered, take a moment to reflect on what turbulent emotions, old patterns, or fears you wish to release. Use the natural energy of the storm, moon, to inspire change. And on a piece of paper, write down what you wish to let go. everything that you want to let go is good. It doesn't really matter. So let go of what you want to let go. And this is your safe space for self exploration and healing. Speak out your intentions with a steady and calm voice. Read aloud your written words, then fold the paper. And if you feel comfortable, either burn it in your candle's flame safely or hide it beneath your quartz stone or any other stone you have. This symbolic act releases your burdens into the transformative energy of the moon. And this could, I will burn it later, but for this occasion, I will put it under my quartz. Under my quartz. Thank the elements: air, fire, water, and earth. Thank the moon, the wind, the water, and the fire for their guidance and assistance. Recognize that just as storms clear the sky, our inner storms help us grow and evolve. Maybe spend some time to reflect and journal what's there in the face of the ritual. Carry it light in your heart, and as you step forward into the new beginning, the storm moon heralds. So, this was a lovely, short, and beautiful ritual for the storm moon. And with that, I'm closing off this ceremony this evening. Next time, I hope Luna will be here as well, and we'll get together. And see you soon. And wherever you go, whatever you do, wishing you a blessed full moon and good homecoming. Thanks. Bye.